Okay, I'm back, and here's what I did so far. I I just cleaned and polished these pieces right here. So the head cap, the two nuts, and the two spacers on top. And so let me get to work on that. So that goes right there. This is going to have to get loosened up a little bit. Oh, you see, that's the problem. God. Okay, I lucked out on that one actually, and not falling all the way down. This one I need to lift up a little bit more. Okay. So this is how this, there is a nut, there is a 1-inch piece of rubber, there is a coupler, there's another nut here. So when I press down, when I screw down on this, this expands. So it expands just enough to catch on the inside, and then I can actually unloosen it. So, and this is going to go over like this, but I have to put those 2 nuts on there. And there are 2 nuts here that I have to, I'm just going to clean these up a little bit. Okay. This one goes, the bottom one goes like this, and then the top one goes like that. And there is a special tool to put it on, but a lot of people just use a screwdriver. The special tool is like $8 on Amazon. This is called an E. This size is ER25. Okay. Shockingly, these things normally go in pretty tight. But they should go in because obviously the pipe is clamped down here. Let me get a... These take fork oil, and I'm not doing the fork oil now. I do that at the end. Well, not at the end. When I start putting fluids in, that's when I'll do it. Obviously, the dash is not going on for till the absolute end, to be honest. But I do not know. I just basically cinch these down until I basically am at the bottom. They are not coming out. And there's another bolt that goes right here as well. And I'm not putting that on until later too. I'm actually probably going to plate that. I want to see how it looks. It'd be nice if it were plated. It's really like a rusty looking bolt. And I bought those before, and every time I buy them, they look kind of rusty looking. So I'm going to really kind of fix it up. So this is where we are at now. And I am not going to, I don't think I'm going to put the wheel on now. I've got the wheel back already. I bought tires on eBay. Like I said, they're like $100 a piece. It cost me $25 to put them on, and I have them over there. And I haven't cleaned up the wheels yet. Wheels take probably an hour per wheel. It sounds funny, but I actually install a lot of things, and then I actually take them off. And sometimes it just makes life easier. Like the back wheel, I will put the back wheel on, but then I'll actually will take it off. The front wheel, I'll put the front wheel on, and then I'll take it off. Taking the front wheel off is actually really easy anyway. It's really easy and really fast. And I seem to always take it off when I'm working with the brakes anyway. So it's the front brake is like one of the last things I kind of do. And I don't know why, but that's just the sequence I go through. The next step is probably putting the engine in and putting the transmission in. So I'm going to take the blanket off. I don't need the blanket anymore. And I'll put some pads under here just so it doesn't. I'm not going to take the tape off of this yet. I see I have some overspray paint here, but I'll clean it off. I've got to touch up the paint here. Well, not really. I mean, that's probably just grease. And it is so... I don't really have to touch up the frame paint at all. I think it looks beautiful, actually. I'm really happy. So the next is putting in the engine. And even the engine bolts, they're going to go in, they're going to come out, they're going to go in, they're going to come out, because you get the engine in, you get the transmission in, then you need to take the bolts, or you need to take the engine mounts out, because then you have to put in the floorboards. So then you put it back in, then you have to take them out again, because then you have to put on the crash bars. So it is very it sounds like you're repeating yourself a lot, and you really kind of are, but I think that just makes it so much easier, because it is sometimes going back and slightly going forward and then slightly backwards, I think, is a better process. So the next video, we are going to actually work on putting the engine in. The engine mount bolts, I am going to plate them. I'm going to see how that turns out. So obviously I need the engine bolts in there, so I'm going to put the engine bolts in, or the engine mount bolt. There's one long bolt here. There's a long bolt down back there. That's for the transmission. So once we get the engine in, once we get the transmission in, that is probably when I'm going to do the heads and the cylinders, because, well, tomorrow is Sunday, so I can probably get both heads done tomorrow. And I'm going to video both sides. I'm going to take both heads apart. The left side cylinder, when we did the compression check, I mean, it just got crazy high compression. It was like 160, 170. So I don't know why it was that high. The other side, the right-hand side, was very low. It was like 100 or 80 or something like that. And again, there was a stuck compression ring, number one. And here's the drill. These are brand new cylinders. Well, they are newly sleeved cylinders. And I've already put the pistons in there. I haven't checked the tolerances yet, or the clearance, but they are super, super tight, and which I like. I've already looked at the piston rings. They look fantastic. And I'm going to do it a little bit differently this time, where I am going to put the cylinder in the cylinder head. I'm sorry, in the cylinder. I'm going to put the piston in the cylinder and install it on the connecting rod that way, versus normally I put the piston on and then I use my ring compressor on the engine. And I'm going to try it. I'm going to try just putting it in the cylinder, see how that is. It can't be any worse. So that is what we're going to do next. So thank you. Front fork is on. That is, I'm telling you, this is really the hardest. Getting to this point is, I mean, everything sounds crazy, but it is so downhill. And there's only one negative thing to look forward to, and that is, I hate to say it, for some reason, it's the fenders. I never really fret about the tank. The tank will take me a half a day, but I probably will seal the tank in a few days. I'm going to seal the tank before I do anything on the inside. I'm sorry, before I do anything on the outside. And the tank is actually, I think, in really good condition. I think there's chrome on it. I think I'm going to keep the chrome. I am not a pinstripe person. But with that being said, I will do the pinstriping on the fenders. And I would do like one pinstripe. I'll do the pinstripe around the chrome on the tank. And that's probably the extent that I'll do. I guess I just don't like all the gaudy pinstriping all over it. And the engine looks good. The transmission seems like it shifts good. I don't see any issues. Again, we're putting it on. If it ultimately fails, then just take it out and rebuild the transmission or rebuild the bottom end of the motor. Motor actually looks really good. I don't think there's an issue with the motor at all. Those connecting rods are super, super tight. It is nice. So it is. So the next is doing the engine.